Now, how the hell do I get rich off of GameStop? So today's an interesting day. My camera broke. I'm not using the same usual high quality camera that everybody's used to. I'm sure the sound doesn't sound that great either, but we're just gonna work with what we got. So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna explain this GameStop phenomenon in less than 5 minutes. Now, by now you've probably heard about GameStop stocks, how they're rising in value very rapidly, how people are becoming millionaires overnight, and hedge funds are going broke. I'm going to explain that to you in less than 5 minutes. So basically, there's this Reddit, which is a platform, a social media platform where people talk and share information. There's a Reddit subforum called Wall Street Bets. Now, on Wall Street Bets, there are some guys who noticed that major hedge funds, which usually only manage investments for extremely wealthy people, and I'm talking about billionaires, some guys noticed that these hedge funds were making short sales on stocks from GameStop. Now, what does that mean to short a stock? Now, imagine I borrowed a luxury coat from my friend. Let's say my friend bought this $1,000 North Face luxury jacket. It's beautiful, it's something that everybody wants, and it costs $1,000. Now, let's say my friend Bob has this luxury coat for $1,000, and I tell him, Bob, it's gonna be really cold this weekend. I'm really gonna need to borrow your coat. Could I just borrow it for the weekend? Bob, being a nice guy, lets me borrow his coat for the weekend. So let's say on Friday, he lends me this coat. Now, I know that this weekend, there's actually gonna be a sale for that same coat for $700. So instead of buying that coat myself for $700, what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow that coat from Bob. I'm going to borrow his coat which is $1,000 usually, and I'm going to find someone who's going to want that coat for $1,000. So I borrowed the coat from Bob and I sold it immediately for $1,000. Now I go to the store that same weekend where I know it's going to be on sale for $700. I take the $1,000 I just made off of Bob's coat and I buy Bob a new coat for $700. Bob doesn't know that, so I just return the same coat to him. I return the coat to him, and I've just made $300. Now let's go over that again. I borrow the coat from Bob, which is usually $1,000. I sell it. I get that $1,000 cash. I go to the store and buy it on sale that weekend for $700, and I give him his coat back, so I just netted $300. And that's how people short stocks. I'm making a bet that I know that the stock is going to fall, so I know I could do this to make a few dollars. Now, people were doing that with GameStop stocks because GameStop has been struggling to survive through the pandemic and the shift to a digital age where people no longer need to buy physical games anymore. So because the company's struggling, lots of people have noticed that and they've been shorting their stocks, doing the same thing that I did with Bob's jacket, selling it at one price, rebuying it at a lower price, and returning the stock and making tons of money. Now, guys on Wall Street Bets, that Reddit subforum, noticed this and they said, hey, they're making a bet that they're going to make money by GameStop stocks dropping. What if we force the stock to increase and cause them to lose money? So this group of guys on Reddit get together and they start buying all of the GameStop stock. I can never say that right. The GameStop stock. Now, by buying all of the GameStop stock, that makes less stocks available for other people to buy, which makes it more expensive because they know people will spend more money to buy that same stock. Now, those guys from the hedge funds are expecting those prices to drop, but now they're increasing. So because they're increasing, they're losing money because they've already sold their stock at a certain price and the price is going up, which means they still have to return the stock that they owe to somebody else, but now it's more expensive. So they're forced to buy back the stock at a higher price because they're afraid that it'll even go higher than it is currently. So now these hedge funds are losing literally billions of dollars because of this. They were counting on the stocks dropping in price, but they didn't. they increased, so they had to buy their stocks back at a higher price, and they're losing billions of dollars because of it. Now, the people who did own the GameStop stocks are making tons of money because their stock values are going up and up and up. So people who had bought maybe $1,000 worth of GameStop back in December or so, their stocks are now worth about, I believe it was 20 times. So let's say if I bought it at $1,000, they're now worth $20,000, and so on. And if you've invested more money, you're probably making more money. And that's how people are becoming millionaires overnight on GameStop. And that's why hedge funds who are betting on them being able to buy back those stocks at a lower price are losing billions of dollars. Now that's GameStop investments in 5 minutes. Now again, I would have loved to do a nice theatrical cinematic video, but I can't do that today. So I'm going to give you the phenomenon of people making tons of money on GameStop stocks in less than 5 minutes. Talk to you guys later.